Hi, fourth grade, welcome back. I'm really happy that you are here. Today we're going to start, as always, by doing a review about the activities that we did yesterday in the video. So, as you can remember, we learned about animals. These are weird and wild animals. And the start of the unit is on page 56, and you needed to read this information by yourself. If you haven't read it, you need to do it. Por favor, esto era tarea de ustedes, leerlo, revisarlo bien. We review about the vocabulary, but this is like extra information about the animals. It's not necessary to learn this. No es necesario que se lo aprendan. Solo es para que conozcan un poco más de los animales que vimos. For example, we learn about the Tasmanian devil, Indian condor, anglerfish, volcano rabbit, coconut crab, and tarsier. Okay? These are the weird and wild animals. Later we did and we read and sang the song in page 57, and we read the story about chimps are smart on page 58 and 59. Okay, so now later we did this activity on page 60. We had two activities. This one's for reading and listening, and the next one was about more animals in danger of extinction or endangered. So we read about this and we learned more about different animals. As you can know, and the animals that are in danger are the ones that look beautiful, or some people think they look. So for that reason, they sell them, and this is why they are endangered. Okay. So right now we're going to learn a new vocabulary. Well, this is new grammar about the unit. Okay, and it's important to learn this because we're going to use this in this unit. How many, there were, and there are. Okay, first of all, how many is used when you are going to ask about a quantity, una cantidad. How many bears are in the zoo? How many pets do you have at home? Okay, ¿cuántos? When you want to ask ¿cuántos? Okay, how many? There were or there are is a kind of answer. For example, there were is going to be used in past. Okay, there are is used in present. Now we are going to see some examples in here. How many polar bears were there 200 years ago? Okay, so look at this. We have the question mark because how many is always going to be a question. Okay, how many polar bears were there 200 years ago? And you will say there were more than 2 million. It's an example. It's not like I researched it on the internet. There were more than 2 million. I'm using were because I'm asking about past, porque estoy preguntando en pasado. 200 years ago, of course, hace 200 años, obviamente es pasado, okay? For that reason, I'm using there were, okay? So, now we have, how many red pandas are there now? Now, in present, there are only a few thousand, okay? So, because I'm asking about present, I'm going to say there are only a few thousand, okay? You see the difference? If you want to copy this in your notebook, because this is going to help you, please copy this. It's going to help you to study for the exams, okay? So, how many polar bears were there? It's past, so I will say there were. Or if it's in present, you are going to use there are. If it's not that clear, si no está muy claro, puedes escribirme un mensaje o dejármelo en la asignación. Or send a message, teacher, I didn't understand this topic about how many were there, are there. I don't know. Can you explain it again, please? And I'm going to explain again for you, of course. So now, one more. Why are animals in danger? Why? when you use why, it's because you are asking about a reason, when you want to know the reason about something or the cause. Why? ¿Por qué? Why are animals in danger? Most of the times, this question is answered by because. Siempre deberíamos contestar con esto, but in the book we are going to see that it's not necessary. Because humans are moving into their habitats. Ok, aquí estoy respondiendo a lo que yo quería preguntar. Why? Ok, remember, if it's not that clear, you can send a message to me and I'll explain it later. Of course, I'm going to explain it the next week and we are going to review about this, okay? Don't worry. Now, we can go to the student's book and we're going to use it on page 61, 62, and 63. We have 3 pages for today. Okay, so first of all, activities on pages 61 say, here we have the box of the examples. It says, how many chimpanzees were there 100 years ago? Este es un ejemplo de lo que ya les expliqué. There were more than 1 billion, but now there are only about 200,000, okay? So activity 10 says, complete the sentences with how many there were and there are, okay? Remember, all the questions are going to start by how many. Todas las preguntas en este ejercicio are going to start by how many. It depends in using there were or there are if it's in present or if it's in past, okay? So, Komodo, how many Komodo dragons were there 50 years ago? There were more than 20,100. There were more, etc. Okay? And it says, but now there are probably more than, fewer than, etc. Okay? So you need to pay attention to this. Remember, all the questions are going to start by how many, but you need to differentiate if they are talking or asking about present or in past, so you can know that you are going to use there were or there are, okay? Now, going to the next activity, I'm hurrying up because we have 2 more pages to do. Why are chimpanzees in danger? Esto fue lo otro que aprendimos. They're in danger because people are moving into their habitat, okay? Aquí tenemos because, que fue lo que les dije. It's important to use because always. Activity 11, read and talk about this and why these animals are in danger, okay? So, number 1, why are Komodo dragons in danger? And they are giving you 2 options. People are killing them or people are moving into their habitat. Okay, depending on what you think, you're going to circle or underline the correct answer. Number 2, what are Indian condors in danger? The first answer says other animals are killing them or they're getting sick and dying. Okay, so you're going to choose the correct option and so on. Now I'm going to go to the next page because we need to hurry up. And this is activity 13. Listen and read, do any of these animals live in your country? And here we have the content words. If you need to know this so you can understand the reading, you can find it on the internet, use your dictionary. Content words, cave, endangered, extinct, fur, in the wild, polluted, pond, predator, protect, and trap. Okay, so it says strange and endangered. Okay, so we're going to listen to information about these animals. These are the animals that we knew previously. So let's listen to the audio so we can work really fast.
Student's Book, page 62, Activity 13. Listen and read. Do any of these animals live in your country? Strange and endangered.
Our world is beautiful, but it's changing. For some wild animals, nowhere is safe in nature. Hunting and disease mean they have no home. Let's meet some cute and unusual animals and find out why they're endangered.
1.
The smallest bat in the world is called the bumblebee bat because it's the same size as a bumblebee. Bumblebee bats live in caves in the forests of Thailand and Myanmar. They're endangered because each year farmers burn the forests where they live. Most scientists agree that there are only about 6,000 bumblebee bats left in the wild.
2.
This funny-looking fish is called the Mexican walking fish. It's not really a fish. It's a kind of salamander. It has legs, so it can move around on land. It lives in the streams and ponds near Mexico City. But most of these ponds are now polluted, and the fish is nearly extinct.
3.
The cute animal is the red panda. Most red pandas live in mountains in China, Myanmar, and Nepal. They live in trees with red moss on their branches, so they can hide from their predators. People hunt them for their fur, but they also fall into traps from hunters. Scientists say that there are fewer than 10,000 red pandas left in the wild.
4.
The Egyptian tortoise is the smallest tortoise in the world. When they're fully grown, Egyptian tortoises are only 10 centimeters long. They live in the desert. They're so unusual that everyone wants one as a pet. As a result, there are fewer than 7,500 left in the wild now.
Wow, it's pretty sad. Activity 14 says, look at 13, say the animal. Number 1 said, it's a very popular pet. You're going to write if it's a bumblebee bat, if it's a Mexican walking fish, if it's an Egyptian tortoise, or if it's a red panda. Number 2, it lives in caves in the forest. Number 3, its color helps it hide from predators. Number 4, it's almost extinct. Okay, and that's it. So we're going to go to the next page, and it's page 63. We have activity 15, and it says, read quickly, are all dragons scary? And we have the content words creature, extinction, evil, fairy tale, habitat, monster, myth, miracle. And it's called dragons. First of all, you're going to read quickly by yourself. I'm going to read this part. Dragons are mythical creatures. That means that they aren't real. They're important in many cultures around the world. People from North America, South America, Europe, Africa, Oceania, and Asia talk about them in myths and fairy tales, but different cultures see dragons differently. And then you follow the reading. When you finish reading this, you are going to listen to the audio, okay? So I'm going to play it for you so we can finish really fast.
Student's Book, page 63, Activity 16. Listen and read. Say true or false. Correct the false sentences. Dragons.
Dragons are mythical creatures. That means they aren't real. They're important in many cultures around the world. People from North America, South America, Europe, Africa, Oceania, and Asia talk about them in myths and fairy tales. But different cultures see dragons differently. In Asia, dragons are beautiful and magical creatures, and some stories about them are more than 4,000 years old. Asian dragons don't have wings. They look like giant lizards, but they aren't scary. They help people, and they can bring someone good luck. One example is Fukuryu, the Japanese lucky dragon. In Europe, North America, and South America, however, stories about dragons usually show them as evil. Western fairy tale dragons live in caves. They have giant wings and breathe fire, so they're usually scary. However, there are some stories about good dragons in Western culture. Dragons also have a very long history in Australia and Oceania. Some of the dragon myths there are more than 50,000 years old. There are many different types of dragons, but the most famous is the bunyip. This scary mythical monster is made from parts of different animals. It lives in the water and eats animals and sometimes people. The only real dragon alive today is the Komodo dragon, a very large lizard that lives on an island in Indonesia. It can be scary because it hunts and eats almost anything: deer, pigs, other smaller dragons, and even big animals and humans. The Komodo dragon is now an endangered species because of predators and changes in its habitat, so people are trying to help save it from extinction.
Okay, so as you could listen, now you can do activity 16, and it says listen and read, then say true or false, correct the false sentences. Asian dragons look like giant lizards with wings. Number 2, in Asia, dragons are lucky creatures. Number 3, all European dragons are bad. Number 4, the bunyip looks very different from Asian dragons. Okay, so you are going to write T for true or L for false, and if you find a false sentence, you need to correct it to make it true. Hi kids, sorry for the interruption, but there's something super important that you need to know. Listen carefully. These days, we are going to take more importance for your reading because it's super important for you to get better pronunciation, fluency, etc. For this reason, we are going to have new classes every Monday for you to practice your reading. Right now, you are seeing here a reading that you need to practice aloud at home, and then you need to record a video of yourself reading this and send it to me to the assignment. If you have any questions about this, send it to me, and of course, I help you. See you! And that's it for today. I'll see you the next time. Please don't forget to send pictures of these 3 pages, and if you have questions about this, send them to me so I can help you as fast as I can. If you had a question about this page 61, I can explain the next week. Let me know if you have doubts about anything. That's it for today. I'll wait to meet you tomorrow here as always, and that's it. Try to be on time, try to send your activities on time. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!